and number of recorded videos, as well as some, there are around some 100 GB data were there. So I just it was not at all saving whatever the we recorded. So that is the reason why creating. So we discussed last time the differences between Excel and workbook activities, right? We started Excel and workbook. So and we see the some differences, like, so if you want to already, sorry, so already we have Excel. Whenever we use Excel application scope, so we have to use the Excel must be installed in our machine, and so whether the Excel being opened or not, it is run off. So even though we can able to extract an Excel file, and at the same time, whenever we use workbook activities, so we have to pass the hard code value of you can define the sheet name, but we cannot change dynamically the sheet name. We don't have option when we are using workbook activities. So whenever you use workbook, so Excel must be closed before using that. So or implicitly we have to close, or explicitly we can close it. So either through manually we can close that Excel file, or by using, so last time we saw, right, that means on Saturday, Sunday we saw by using start kill process. So Excel file. Okay. Then on the continuation of the same, we will go for different Excel. What are the Excel? That should be under Excel. So on that, now we have seen if you have a data in the folder, that means the input files in a folder. So how to retrieve that? Now segregate the different file extensions by using dot. So we use directory.get files of the path we have to provide. Then we have to provide the, what is that type of file extension you would like to fetch. So whether it is a .xlsx file, like that we have seen. So now I have a file. So friends, we are going on track. We have seen the differences, no, and we did not do much activities in the Excel, correct? Nobody, there is no response. What is the way? What do you mean that?
Can you please repeat again actually?
And now Manish, what I am asking that, so we are on track, right? So we are talking about Excel only, no?
Yes.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So desktop, and we have input files. So we have, consider there are some there is no data. So I have a file like email and then first name, last name, address, one, two, three, four. So and then rolling company. Okay, so first name, so I have a data like consider 10 rows.
You can use the Control D button.
Let us keep it like this. So this is the file, this is the input file I have. So okay, now so in this I have different sheets. So like that. So whenever you are working on real time, so we will see different sheets like this. Sheet 1, sheet 2, like now, or then, so we'll have a sheet like so we have different sheets like like this. And so we'll have the data like now in all the sheets. So what we have to do, we have to read data from the use case is here. So we will have a data in different sheets of Excel file, and we need to read the data from different sheets and we consolidate into one file. So this is also very important in interview questions as well. So how do you do that? So whenever so there are two kinds of, right? So one is workbook. So when I go for workbook activities, so what we will use? So we will use read range activity. So in order to read the data from Excel. But here, so there is no way of like no get the different sheets. So here we have to hard code the value. But like no whenever you are working on real time, so they never allow any hard code of the sheet names, any of the things, okay, except for constant values. That means like no that value cannot be changed whether you are into production system or the dev or like no testing. In that case only we will use, otherwise no we have to pass dynamically. So for that, so anyway we should not use workbook activity. So what we have to do is, so we have a concept called get worksheets. So in the get worksheets, what is the input we provide? So we do not need to provide any, so there is no option to provide any input, so such that we will get only the output. So what we get? Sheet. So the output would be sheets. That means the number of sheets in this workbook. And then so here I have so this is how my data. So I would like to apply some formula on this. So maybe concat equal to concat of A1 comma B1. Sorry. So we got the concatenation. So I would like to apply some space over here. Sorry. So in this, I'm just saving this. So this is the one of the sheet where I have a formula. I would like to read that formula. Or like when you are working, there will be a number of Excel formulas has been applied in a different sheets. So we need to take that formula and apply. Consider this is one of the criteria where we will have. So we do not have the data in this is tiny, or consider this is a so under this is UAPAR. So now so we will get to know that how many sheets has been take. What is this? So output is control K, workbook, oh, we have created it. Okay, sheets go into this scope, so I would like to keep it in the main. Now sheets dot count. So we will get okay. So number of sheets in the Excel, we got it. So what we have to do now? So we have to read the data. So this is our Excel. So now for each, I am using for each loop. For what? So we need to take we need to read all the different sheets data, right? So for that we have used sheet. So and then I use that to do, for example, see, if I want to read all the data from the for all the sheets, so I can use, so here I can use so read range activity. So here I can use item. Okay. For each, what is the type arguments? So it is a string, right? So sheets, what is the list of string? So that is the reason we have to define it in the for each string. So what is the type of this? Okay, so I can use it, so I can read all the data. So after that what we will do? So we will keep one variable and we will assign all the values to that variable. Okay, but so I would like to read the formula which is available in a sheet 4. Okay, so how do you go through that sheet 4? So then I will use, so we have some control cases, that means conditional statements, conditional activities, that is called if. Okay, so here it is control if. So item, that means now the sheet name is available in item dot equals of what is the sheet name we would like to fetch and get the, so it is a, if it is sheet name equal to Sunday, then only we just go on read. What it does, read cell formula. I want to read only cell formula of that. Okay, so here I will pass, instead of, see here I am not using any hard coded value, item. So where the cell formula is available, in which cell? So here the output would be control K, F for formula, and in which cell we will have this. Okay, so now see the scope formula, right? So it will be under sequence, and then see here nowhere else I did not use the hard coded value. Here formula, right? Okay, so I need to define, so we need to change the, this is the Excel activities. Okay, so this is the sequence for application scope, and again, so there is one more sequence has been created, right? So this is for, so use, this is for cell formula. So we have to write here formula. So it is read it. So this is get worksheet. So I have to define this outside of for loop now. Our motto is to get the cell formula by using some activity called read cell formula. That is the purpose of using that. So here I can able to get. So what are the formula you use? So you can like no, some are like no, whatever it may be. So I just showed like no how to use it. Okay. So now Excel. So delete range. Get worksheet. So get workbook sheet is nothing but it will read only one workbook sheet from the Excel. What are the index you specified? That means so index. So for example, if you use 1, so it will give the first, and if you use 2, so 3, 4. So which sheet you would like to get worksheet? So you will get that worksheet, and then read range, read row. Okay, so close workbook, right cell. So what is the right cell? So for example, if I want to write some data into the Excel, so here so after reading the cell I would like to write something. So what I do, it is in for each loop or outside of this. So inside for each round. So I don't want to so if I want to keep some value, that means update some value into an Excel file. So we do not have sheet 1, right? So rather we will have Saturday, I believe. Okay, so in A1 I will write B1. So in B1 cell, so I would like to write so write cell 20 under that Excel file. So first of all we need to check whether the Saturday what is that sheet name will be available or not. So if it is available, definitely it will write it. Okay, so we have that and it has been written right cell activity. So that is right cell activity.
Hello.
Yes, Manish.
In case if the sheet is not available, okay, then it will throw the error or it will not write the value.
See, if the sheet is not available, for example, like now I am giving sheet 1.
Okay.
So I believe it will create a sheet.
Okay.
Good question.
Okay, it will create the sheet and write the value, right?
Give me a second.
Okay.
See.
Yeah.
So it is created a sheet and write the value.
Okay. Thank you.
Even if the file is not available, so what will happen? So it will create a file, new file. See here I gave RPA challenge, right? So if this file is not available, so it will create a new file with this name and it will generate it. Okay. So what is read column? This is under waste, like no, it is waste of time. So copy sheet, delete, like no, Then we'll go for different activities like under the table. So I have an Excel file like this. So how do we create a table out of this? So for that, just drag and drop, create a table. Okay. So in this create table, see there are lot of activities. These are very important. So these things and all we won't use in real time as well, and then only read range we will use, and get worksheets we will use, because that everywhere we have to use dynamic. We have to pass the sheet names as a dynamically, right? So we have to use in real time. So that one read cell value, read cell apart from that we won't use much. So when it goes to the table, we will just creating unnecessary or unwanted sheets out of this. For our easy reference sheet. Okay. So now range, leave it like that, and I am going to create a table out of this. So what is the name of the table? And sheet name, this is the input, and the destination. So what input range. So how you will provide it? So what is the range of the value we would like to create as a table? So I will give A1. So if you want to, whenever we are providing a range, we have to use colon A, B, C, D, E, correct? E 20. So but here whenever you are creating a table, we'll see what are the data is available. So we have to provide the range to that data itself, even though it is created. Okay. So go over here. See. So it has been created a table of what is the range we gave, 20, right? Okay. So now what it is? E10. So this is how it is created. The table has been created. So now just go to here. So I have created a table. So I want to filter a table. The table has been created now. So what is the name of the table? SAT 10 is my table name. So we don't need to bother about this now. So under sheet 1, what is the table name? This is my table name, and if you want to filter it, so under which column you would like to filter? And here when it goes to the filter options, okay, first we go with the column name. So what is the column name you would like to filter? So I give like first name and filter options. So in the like now filter options should be in the form of array. So I have only one data, right? Okay, go card. So I give like this. So this is one. I would like to filter this data under which this column. So we will change the pattern now. So here. So I have filtered with the name Sudhakar. Okay, that is the reason I here. Like no, the data is displayed only Sudhakar. Now I will change the pattern to under, just go to options, properties. So filter options, right? See, we have to use curly braces and put what is the value you like to filter it.
We can pass the multiple value as well, right?
Yes, just put comma.
Okay.
Like, see, if you want, yeah, like in order to pass the multiple values only, they have provided in the way of array. So otherwise, like no, they can define in single value, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it is filtered using the double value, like no multiple values. Okay, so that is filter table. Give me. So table, right? Filter table, get a table range. So we have created table and we have filtered the table and get get a table range. So that means that we will get the range of values in the like no, the output would be get the table range. So what are the like no range of like no, in the table we define that range, we will get the value, that's it. Okay, that is not so the output is range. Okay, so what is this type? It's a string. So what is the range we define? That range will get at the end of the output. Okay, so this is the range we provided, that range we got it. And Excel. So can you practice remaining? Like no pivot table. This is also one of the important feature, how to create a pivot table. What is pivot table? First of all, so pivot table is nothing but if you like to represent some values, that means like no, I would like to generate a report. So after processing all my requests, so how many requests has been processed, like how many requests are failed or how many requests has been successful. Okay, so in order to know this generate this kind of report or any kind of report, so we will generate a pivot table, for example. So based on the columns or based on the values, so create pivot table. Sheet, what is the range, what is the source table, this is the table name, right? So here like now before we have created one table, so that is the table name. So name of the new table, so here it is. So range, where the pivot table will be created. We will define G12 F G H I J K. So we will give like this, and Control K pivot. Okay. Just execute that. So we got an error. So the table name, source table name, sorted it only, right? So we have applied filter, right? So open this. And data view. So some insert table. So this is the pivot table option available in Excel. So just go over here from table range. What is there? So table range from it is Saturday only, no? Okay, so whenever we are creating, so which one we will like to take? So I want to take first name, last name, so Sudhakar. So this is, it's a kind of report. So the first name, so these are all the names are available, and then what we took, so I took their role. So first name and then last name. Okay, then so like now which column you would like to represent. So that is role in company. So the same way insert a table. Where is the data? We'll have SAT. E10. This is my name of the table. So now I am going to create a pivot table. So table name here I can use the pivot table. Filter, developer, manager, developer, Bangalore, Hyderabad, okay. So in this already we have created a table on this. That is the reason we are unable to. Sorry. Sheet 2. Hmm. unnecessarily we are wasting a lot of time. Sheet 1. But here is A1 to E10. Okay, this is also same. G52. G52. Oh, this is created a table. So if already table is there, like now we cannot create another table on top of this. let us here we will get to know what is the table name. View show overview data from table. So formulas, page layout and insert. So you will see last time. Could not create pivot table with a specified name. Shabba. This is the one. Where is the data? Data is available in sheet 2, but E. So at last it is generated. See, okay. So it is. So what is the range we gave? So this is like now it is calculated the sum with the values. So how many are like now, that is how the pivot table works. Like now for calculating the sum of the values are like now identifying the number of like now rows in a particular value, okay, or like now identifying number of like now for example whenever you are going for any like now kind of report, so we will use a pivot table in real time. So that is the reason I took, other than no, if that is not the important, so I won't spend much time on this. So so what is there? So insert column, sort table. So refresh pivot table is for, so whenever you are updating the values, so always just refresh it. So because refresh is nothing but like now see, whenever you are adding some of the rows into the Excel, so what will happen? So whenever we created it, so it will not generate the new one, right? So see, how did we get the exception? The same. So for that we have to use refresh. So here we will give the pivot table name. What is the pivot table name we provided? So that pivot table name, new sh, or like no, sorry, new pivot one, if we give it, so it will like no, whenever we are making the changes in the data, so table also will refresh. Because these are all the interdependency. See, first we have to create a table. So once we create a table, then we have to once we create a table, so we, like now we have to filter, like now we have seen, right, multiple options we have applied, and get a table range, like now insert, then refresh pivot table, then we can create a pivot table on top of the table, okay. And sorting, so sorting is also one of the thing where we can sort the data, okay. Under the table name we have to provide, so in which column you would like to sort. So so when it goes to the sorting options, so we have ascending order or descending order. There are two types of sortings, ascending or descending. So we can do this. So and then, so that is table. And when it goes to processing, so autofill, copy paste range, execute macro, or insert or delete columns, insert or delete rows, invoke VBA, lookup range, and remove duplicate range. So there are some I'm just deleting this. What is the error we are getting? At least one visible worksheet. Oh. Okay, so we are going to see some of the copy and paste range of data. Okay, so execute macro. So this is all very important in real time. So you will have a macro. Macro is nothing but you want to perform some action automatically in an Excel file. So that means that, see, I have a column A, column B, and I am defining some C. So I have some values like 10, 20, here it is 30, 40, so 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So I have some values. So I would like to apply some sum of, so we can call it, say, a result. Okay, so I would like to, so see what are the actions I am performing this. So this can be recorded, or this can be like, what are the tasks we perform under this. So all the tasks can be performed by using macros. So for that we can call it, say, execute macro. So see, in an interview question we will get, so do you know how to execute a macro in UiPath, or how to create a macro? Okay, so how you will represent it? This is very important in real time. So I have a data like this. So in order to see, now I will apply equal to sum of A1 A2 comma B2. Okay, so this can be applied for all the rows in the file. Okay, so this, what are the actions I perform? So this can be done in the same way. So now when you open an Excel file, by default you will not see anything. So that means that like now, in order to apply a macro, so how do you enable the macro option in your Excel file? Go to file and more. So we have options. So under the option there is one like now menu called customize ribbon. So under that, so we have developer. Okay, so here there is one menu called developer, right? That was not available now because I have disabled that option. So here we do not have that option. So we have only, see, even you can check now, we are like now in your mission. So developer option is available or not. First, can we have 2 minutes break? We'll have water and come. What do you say?
Yeah, fine, no issue.
We'll have water and come. Hello? Friends, you
Yeah.
come back?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are discussing about uh, what is it? Macros, correct? Okay. So open file, go to more and select options, and then in the customize ribbon, so you just select developer. Select the checkbox and click on OK. So now we got developer option. So this is just go to developer and we have an option called macro. Just click on this. So you can provide the name of the macro over here, and I can give macro 1. Just click on create. So whenever you create, so you will get this option. So that means here you have to write the code. If you know, you can write the code over here. This is for Microsoft Visual Basic for applications. So we can call it say VBA, Visual Basic for applications. So here the name of the macro is macro 1 sub macro 1, then followed by end sub. Okay. So here I write a simple macro. So this is not the correct way. So we'll see. So I'm not writing code now. So we have an option called here record macro. Just click on this. So my macro name is macro name, or otherwise UiPath train. Click on OK. So now x1, x2 result. So here I am providing 10, 12, 14, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 30, 32. So here 34, 36, and then 38. Consider like this. So I would like to apply, see, any formula on this. Equal. So we apply some x2 divided by, so how we will do this, x, so x1 divided by x2, put it into division. So we don't have that function, huh? A to B2. Okay, and then equal to sum of C2 comma C9. Okay, so this I would like to apply like this, then stop the recording. So I stopped recording. Save it. So whenever you are saving this, Yeah. So whenever you are saving a file which is macro enabled, so that should be like now in the format of save as. So it is a macro enabled workbook. So that is .xlsm. So the format of that file is the extension of the like no Excel file which is enabled macro is .xlsm. Keep it same name. Okay. And then so what are the macros available? So this is our macro name is so we need to know, or we need to have a macro name. Okay. Execute macro. So what are the inputs we need to provide? So here macro name, so this is the macro name. So name of the macro, so macro name. Are you see we are not providing any parameters, so this is up to 30 parameters we can able to pass. So that means macro parameters is nothing but passing the values to the arguments. So if we use like no number one, number like no any one of the parameters we pass, so values need to be passed from here. So that is macro return output. Control K, macro. See, in our case we do not have that. Yes, Manish? Hello?
Nothing. Sorry.
Okay.
My mic is unmuted, that's why.
Oh. Okay. Now? Execute it. And we'll see whether it can be. No. Why? Because first we gave like now we saved in the like no .xlx file only, right? So take this. So this is the macro enabled workbook. Oh God. So here, rather than providing .xlsx, so we have to provide this name. So the macro enable workful. This is what we created, right? And see that. Okay. Now just open that file. This is the macro enabled Excel file what we generated or we created. See, so whatever it is there, we got it. So this one, before executing this, so we have removed, right? So there is no data at the time. So then whatever we did, so what are the changes applied, or what are the formulas we applied, so under this, so it is generated. This is called this is how a macro can be. So we can write one more way is, so you can write a code. So this is the table, this is the sheet 1. Oh, see, the code has been generated. Range of A1, I forgot actually, I have to select. So by default the code has been generated, so we did not write this code. I will tell you tomorrow. So by using by writing the Visual Basic code, how we can create a macro and execute it, because that is very important in the interview question, in the interview point of as well, and in real time also. So you will have to write some macro code. They will ask you that, do you have any experience on writing macro code? Okay, how do you execute a macro?
Is it possible to see the macro tomorrow with the parameters and output field as well?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
That's what I'm telling. So tomorrow, output can be generated via via the what are the options available, and how we will pass the parameters. Okay, we'll see that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, so macro and lookup range. So lookup range. What is this lookup range? So this is also one of the important feature. Give me a minute, I will lock the door and so lookup range. We have an Excel file. Let us consider this file. Okay. So let us consider this file. So lookup range is nothing but whenever we have some range of values, so we need to search whether particular value will be available into that sheet or not, that range. Okay, within that range, so we will have that value or not. So that is called lookup range. So I will assignment. Okay, and come over here. So what is the range, and in which sheet we are searching for a value? So that is like now we are providing sheet 1. So the range, so only you would like to search for a value or look a value from A1 to C10 only. Okay, so I am specifying the range, or you want to search for a particular only one particular column itself, or A1 to I can provide A1 to A10, or entire range. So A1 to, so I can give the specified range. So now we will look for A1 to A10, and in which sheet. So what is the value you are searching for? So I am searching for value of Sudhakar. Okay, so the result. So result means what you will get. So in which particular cell address the value is available. If there is no, if the value is not available, then we won't get anything. So Control K, result. So that is the purpose of lookup range. So message box. What is this? Result. So the value is available in A2. See. Okay. So this is lookup range. So lookup range is like now in which cell the particular value what you are looking for, whether it is available in like now in which cell address the value is available. That is what lookup range. Cell. Remove duplicate range. There is also one of the important feature. That means one of the important activity. So remove duplicate range. So there are some duplicate values you identified like now in your data. So how you would like to remove that values. So which one you would like to delete? Same A1 to A10 I will give and see. So whenever I use like now remove duplicate range, so what is the input? So input is range and sheet name, and there is no output. By default it will make the changes in the file itself. Okay, so one more very important question in interview. You already open a file. So what is the file you are looking in? So if some changes I would like to perform on that. So whether you will able to do that or not. By using Excel application scope you are able to perform that. So otherwise, why it was closed? Oh God. So just open that file. See, so I have given this A1 to some values. So and these are all the values. So I gave the first A1 to A10 range, and see, so duplicate, it has to remove the duplicate values. See, if this is the situation, means still it is executing some of the, that means it is making some changes in the file. So we have to wait until completion of this, until close of this file. So otherwise, so here we are using workbook now. Excel application scope. So we have option called save workbook, and then close workbook. So here we have to provide workbook. Okay, so now so if this is the case, go to Excel activities, Excel application scope. Under this properties we have visible. So remove this visible. Save. Okay. So if that is the case, whenever any Excel file is running in the background of your application, so remove that visible. So if you remove that visible, means if any instance is running in the background, so it will close that instance. So we can able to see the date modified. So whatever the duplicate values are there, so it has been removed. Correct. Also we have given this range, right? So in this there are my name and Manish's name was there. So there are two, it was repeated. So that is called a duplicate. So it's actually in maybe some 2 to 3 months back, in CTS I believe, maybe they have given this assignment in the sense while taking interview, they asked to open UiPath Studio, and they have given one sheet, ask them to prepare the sheet and remove the duplicates. How can we do that? Okay, so most of the people will not go for all the activities available in each and every package. This Excel is a package, right? Workbook. So in that, so there are only what are the important features. They will go they will teach and leave it. Okay, so that's all about workbook activities. So and look up. So tomorrow we'll speak. So we have if. So we did we see this if? So there are control condition statements. If and else if. So we saw like no already. If we will specify the condition over here, and if the condition is true, then we will go and execute the steps in the, that means activities in the then block. So this is the then section, though it will go and execute. So if it is not, so it will go and execute the activities in the else part. That means else section. That is if. So similarly, what is else if? So else if is the same but. So here it will come to the condition and it will check the condition is true or not. If the condition is true, then it will go and execute the true part only. So else, click on this button. See here again, if you want only else part, you can, or see here we have option to remove it, but when it goes to, this is one of the new feature comes from, see here I cannot like now remove the else part over here. So in interview point of view, like now you get a question, I would like to apply if and else if also. How can you do that? So we do not have like now in the older versions. So this option is available only in the new latest version. So else if. So whether you want to have else block or not. So you can decide. Or again you want to put one more else if. So again you like now we'll have different condition. So we can define the condition over here. After defining the condition, so again like now we'll go for then block, and again we'll go for, so like that we can create a number of else if blocks into that. But that is not a good practice. So for best practice we will have only one or you should not have more than 3 branches. That means one if and another else if and another else. That's it. We should not have more than that. So we should have, if we have this, so then like no they can consider it as a. So if you want to apply like no number of conditions like that, so for example like no if some catch is matched, so you got just go and execute that if any case has been matched. So for that we have to use switch case. For that so here switch. Okay, so can we discuss tomorrow?
Yes.
So tomorrow we have to discuss macro and switch cases, then Like now we'll have control flow state activities like while, do while, break and continue. So there are like no few, these are very important. Like now you should know about like now how it works. Okay. So tomorrow we discuss switch cases, switch like no the remaining activities, and we will go for data table activities. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
So any doubts?
No.
Deepika, Dhanalakshmi. Okay. Okay. Thank you then.